I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. Now say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. I'm black and I'm proud. Now say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. Now say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. I'm black and I'm proud. Black is elevated, black is patient. Sunshine on your melanated. Black is gorgeous, black is fortunate.
Welcome once again to a very special episode of Code of the Conscious Man. This is a talk show that is for men and fathers for us to stay on top of our spiritual, mental, physical, and even financial growth. I have experts and real life fathers and men that do the most for their community and also for their families for a living each and every day on my show. And this is a platform that is dedicated to the men that are doing the work and also for ones that are searching for answers to do the work. So I'm your host, Jonathan Daniels. I am the owner of a Ritual LLC, which is a spiritual, holistic life empowerment coaching service. I have dedicated this business to helping men to be their most optimal self and to be to be their best self. And the only way to do that is to build community, is to build a circle around what we need and give ourselves the tools because we're stronger together than we are apart. So with my show, this is meant to give the men tools to be present and show up for their families. So join me every week. Well, not every week, but pretty much every other week on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tonight, the theme for the show tonight is the frequency of music in you. And tonight I have had a very special guest, Skits Pitts. We actually went to school together. We go way back. And just right now he's out of the country. Right now he's on a music tour right now. He's doing his thing. So he's unable to make it to the podcast today, which is no worries. But I still wanted to continue on with the show because I feel that this is a message that can benefit everyone, not just men, but also women as well. So when it comes to music and hip hop, it is something that's very powerful within the Black community and also around the world. Truthfully, when it comes to hip hop, Black people aren't the biggest advocates. It's white people. Other people than Black people are the biggest advocates. And that tells you that the music that we listen to isn't really generated and fueled by us. We're simply in the passenger seat when it comes to hip hop in our community. So music resonates on a certain frequency. And we all know about frequencies and music and things like that. Music moves you. It's something that connects to the soul that just makes you move in such a grand way. And it's very powerful. Think about music when it comes to church. Think about music when it comes to movies, TV shows. Anything that has music can move you in a dynamic way. And it puts you in a certain mindset and an emotional mindset. So when it comes to hip hop, I was just doing some research on what is so powerful about hip hop. So hip hop actually resonates on a 7 hertz frequency. Now, 7 hertz is normally the frequency of the human voice. It doesn't go too high, it doesn't go too low. It's kind of right there. But with this frequency, it actually taps into the internal nerves, your nervous system, and especially your brain. Not trying to get too scientific and all these other things, but this is based on the research. And also, too, I can list some of the websites that I went to actually show you, like, this is where I got this information from. But to make the long short of it is, hip hop music resonates on a certain frequency that taps directly into the inside of you. And what it does, it gets you in the heart. Then it gets you in the mind and your nervous system, and it goes from there. So it makes you flow in a certain way that other music cannot and just will not. So that's why hip hop music is so powerful in the Black community. And also, amongst Black people, it's in our soul. We move without even knowing why we're moving. It's just something that's embedded in our DNA. Everyone's DNA. But I know for Black people, I can also speak from experience growing up around uh, religious sects and going to different churches. It's just in us to move, especially when we hear that music. So because of that, the frequency of music in you is just as important as the food you eat, just as important as the content you consume, just as important if you exercise. Is literally you are giving your body something to feed off of. It feeds your soul. So you have to be mindful of what you are putting in front of you because that's what's going inside of you. Think about how when you listen to certain music, you can only do certain things. It's a certain mood it puts you in. Not all hip hop music makes you hype, gets you up, but it puts you in a certain mood that lately, over the last, I'll say 10, 15 years, it's been mainly, it puts you in the mood of aggression because this music isn't meant to uplift you. This music is meant to move you in a way that makes you, sometimes it can be mindless, but depending on the type of hip hop you listen to. And that's from my personal experience and also from talking to different men and talking to different people about the music they listen to. I truly do believe that you can understand who a person is simply by pulling up their playlist. What is the most listened playlist that you have on your phone? If you think about all the songs that you have, that actually explains the type of mood and fluctuations you enjoy going through, whether you like to admit it or not. So when it comes to hip hop is not bad, but is but hip hop is just like any tool. Music is just like any tool. It can be used to uplift and build, network, connect, or it can be used to destroy, tear down, dissect, divide, and can move you to a state that is not showing up in the best way for you and your family. So, learning how to get out of the mindset of certain songs or simply certain genres. But that's what I wanted to talk to tonight. So, anytime I open up the show, especially with season two, I like to ask my guests and also including myself, based on what we're talking about, how are you healing your legacy? I think that's a very important thing to ask yourself. Everyone has a legacy. Everyone is connected to the legacy of their parents' parents, and it keeps on going back. How are you healing the legacy that's been passed down to you? And how are you making it anew? I'm healing my legacy by showing up in ways that I know that men in my past have not. I know this because the men that are currently alive in my family, I've talked to them. I've had conversations with them about how things were when they were growing up, who they were when they were younger, how did they deal with life. And each one has seen something different in me and said things similar, but around the work you're doing, never, I would have never thought about that at your age. So knowing that, dealing with the ability to be aware of where I am, how I'm showing up, how I'm moving, and being present for my family. And holding myself accountable for the nonsense that I do, and just simply just holding myself responsible for growing, being able to be present with what's going on. That's what that's the work. That's the work. It takes a lot of work to do that. Everyone can do it. You just gotta want to. You gotta want to do that work. So when it comes to music, me, I got into music growing up. I've always been around music growing up. I was in a band when I was in school, grade school, and that actually turned my love for music into what it is now. I listen to all types of music. I was kind of still steered away from hip hop of because of the overall presence of it. And I listened to so many more things than just hip hop. But hip hop is still a very powerful thing. It's still a very powerful tool within our community, and it also speaks to me as a man. But you just got to be careful with what you listen to. So when it comes to music, this not only affects you in a physical, as I stated, also affects you in a mental and financial because of the type of things that you listen to It is going to move you in the direction that's necessary for the path that you're walking. So when it comes to your finances, what are you indulging into to make sure that your finances are up to par? And how does music play a part into that? I think that's something very important. You got to talk to, you got to think about. And how does music play a part of your spiritual life? There are some people that follow a certain faith, Christian, so many different, like Presbyterian, Baptist, etc. Or if you're something else, such as Muslim, or if you are, I can't think of the other one. I just came across it the other day. But anyway, depending on your religious background, that can affect how and what music you listen to. So it's just all about what works for you. Just really what works for you. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this talk show, is to be able to have people see that men are not a monolith, and what we go through definitely does matter. And making sure that we not only have a community of men, but just simply a community of people that is able to help us through tough times and also understand the things that we desire, because men are natural providers. We do this out of the love that we have for our families and for our community. We aren't looking for a pat on the back. We aren't looking for all these kudos, and we aren't looking for this over the top recognition. But I do know that men are looking for people to acknowledge the work that they're doing, which is not only the bad work, but also the good. You hear more when people talk more about what you're not doing versus what you are doing. So I think that's very important. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this. But like I said, with our guest not being here tonight, he is a key part of the conversation. So I still want to come on live and just talk to you guys about what I had going on for this evening. But it's going to be a short show. But I still want to give you my vision of the week. And this is something that I came across earlier this week. I was talking to my lady about this. So the vision of the week is: today is just today. Meaning that today being just today, focus on today. Understand you have a big picture you have to execute. You have a big picture you have to move forward into and lean into and be a part of. Most of the time, to execute that vision, you have to focus on right now, the present. What am I doing right now in this moment that's going to help? Is this working to my benefit? Is this making me a better person? And that's how you solve the minor problems that lead into major ones. Dissect what you are going through. Dissect your life so you can hold yourself accountable and also hold yourself responsible. You just be responsible. So vision of the week is: today is just today. Focus on the day, move forward, and everything's going to be just fine. How you can reach me through all social media platforms. I'm not on Twitter, but through Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, it's at Ritual. That's how you can reach me. I have a page and a group on Facebook, and I have an Instagram page and a TikTok page. Content is geared towards all mental growth, mental health, and the advocate of men and fathers. All right. So, like I said, that is my show for tonight. Just want to hop on here real quick. But you have a great evening, and I see you on the other side. Peace.